And good morning, boys and girls and families. I am not on an island this morning, so I owe you one island dedication. It's getting a little bit rough out there, but what my plan for today is, it's not great to do on an island anyway. So I need to, I think, do it here at my table. So I hope you're okay with that. So anyway, let's do the date first. And today is Friday, June the 12th, 2020. It's presently about 18 degrees, mainly sunny with a bit of cloud, and it's only going to come up, how many degrees more is that? It's only going to go up to 20, so let's count from 18. 18, 19, 20. It's only going to come up 2 degrees today, which will be a beautiful day, and sun and cloud. It's going to be fairly windy at 27 kilometers an hour out of the west. So that is another reason why I am not on an island this morning, because it can get rough. So we've been talking about measuring, okay? And one of the important things with measuring is knowing which, we'll call it a unit of measure, which things are best to measure with. So if you're measuring maybe around your house, what that distance is, how long your house is, you might want to measure with something that's different than if you're going to measure how wide your finger is. Or if you are measuring how far it is from your house to the school, or to the town, or to your friend's house, you might want to use a different measure. You might not want to measure with something really small like a tiny Lego block, okay? So in the real world, we probably don't usually measure with these things, okay? We're gonna measure with something on this is called a tape measure, okay? And on this tape measure, it has something called inches, and inches are longer than these other things called, we have centimeters and millimeters. Let's just look down here. So a millimeter is probably about the width. Now your pinky is probably smaller than mine, but it's probably about the width of your pinky, a centimeter, okay? So let's just talk about centimeters. So on this ruler, it shows all these little tiny, tiny, tiny lines down in here, and those lines are called millimeters, okay? And we're not going to get too much into this, and then the one as wide as your pinky, okay? Here's my pinky on there, and it's called a centimeter. And then 10 centimeters is called a decimeter, and that's probably about as wide as my hand. And then 10 decimeters is a meter, which is 100 centimeters. Where is the 100? Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so let's see if we can hold that up. But that is a meter, okay? And then 1,000 meters is a kilometer. So in the real world, we measure with different things, okay? You don't go into the hardware store and say, can I have a piece of wood that's 100 Lego blocks long, okay? They do not do it that way. They use inches or feet, or they use centimeters or meters, something like that. So your assignment today will be to pick some things, try to figure out, I want you to pick 4 things, okay? And you can pick whatever you like. So I have a few things here. So I'd like you to pick something, at least one thing that is super small, okay? So I'm gonna pick a loonie, okay, for my super small thing. And then I want you to pick something that's a little bit longer. So I'm gonna pick a marker as my longer thing. And then I want you to pick something that's getting a little bit bigger, okay? And I'm gonna pick a chair. And then I want you to pick something that's a lot longer, and I'm gonna put down a house, okay? So measure, I'd like you to try to measure 4 things, okay? So I've picked, and then make a little chart up. So I've picked a loonie for my little thing, marker for my little bit longer, chair for longer, and then my biggest thing is going to be how long is my house. Just one way around. You could go all the way around if you want, but I would suggest just do a straight line and figure that out. Now, I also want you to pick 4 different things that you could measure with. Try to find something that is good for measuring small things, okay? So just like we wouldn't measure our loonie with a kilometer, okay, which is 1,000 meters, pick something small that you would measure the loonie with. Would it be best to measure the loonie with the shoe? Would it be best to measure the loonie with the marker? Would it be best to measure the loonie with these blocks, or these little blocks, or paper clips? Whatever you can find around your house, or you can make it. You can even make it with paper, okay? So go on, figure out 4 things. Try to figure something out for small things, something for things that are a bit longer, okay? So I picked some different Lego blocks here, which is the idea of one of my families, okay? We have one of our families, and we have even these longer Lego blocks. We have the shoes, and you can use your own shoes. These naturally aren't my shoes. And then for the big one, I'd suggest steps, okay? So figure out how many steps something is and match them up. Make a chart. So pick 4 things. I'd like you to pick 4 different things to measure with. So maybe for small things, I could pick my little Lego block. For longer things, I could pick a bigger Lego block. For bigger things yet, I could use how many feet it will be, okay, in the shoes. Okay, and remember when you're measuring, it's toe to heel. So with the Lego, okay, make sure they're not touching, make sure they're just touching, not overlapping, no spaces, okay? They should just be one right next to the other. And then maybe for the longest thing, you could pick steps, okay? But it's up to you. You figure it out what you want. And good luck, boys and girls. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Thank you for your work this week. And have a super time. It's going to be a great day. Get outside, enjoy it, stay safe, have fun with your family. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.